especially the first, they will issue you with 6 months. If you overstay, you become what we call an overstayer. So things may become very difficult. You may not be able to get jobs and all that and all that. But because of Brexit, a lot of European people left and went back to their country. So the UK right now wants more workers. So they have made it open. And as an immigration consultant, I will tell you genuinely and sincerely that this route is for mainly for qualified doctors, qualified nurses, not auxiliary nurses that we have like in Nigeria. Qualified nurses, qualified doctors, not for auxiliary nurses. Healthcare professionals or adult care professionals. Um, like if you have worked in healthcare, if you have worked in adult care professions in wherever you are, so you can apply to come and work with an employer that is approved by the Home Office. It's not every employer, it's not also every care home that will be able to employ you. First, they must register with the Home Office. So they will have the sponsorship certificate to issue. Without that certificate, you cannot be issued with a visa. So the basic requirement is that you must have that certificate of sponsorship. That means you have an employment with an employer registered with the Home Office. That certificate of sponsorship will contain details of your job, what your job is all about, the time, the pay, your holiday, sick leave, maternity leave, all that will be contained in that. If they don't have all those details, it may pose as a problem. They may refuse a visa. So anybody issuing you with certificate of sponsorship must be elaborate. They must explain what your job is all about. Is your job going to be live in, where you go to client's house? Some of these clients we are talking about may be like elderly people who are sick, who cannot help themselves, or even younger people who are disabled and they are unable to help themselves. So you will be helping them. You'll be cleaning them. So, um, so this job have to tell you whether yours is live in or the job you go and come back. For those who just joined us now, we are discussing requirements for health and care workers visa to the UK. This route is mainly for qualified doctors, qualified nurses. Take note that auxiliary nurses are not qualified. Health professionals or adult care professionals is to enable them to come to work in the UK. But bear in mind that any company that is employing you must register with the Home Office. It's not just that it's a care home. It must register with the Home Office. And that registration is rigorous. So they will be issued with certificates of sponsorship. So when they now employ you, they will have to issue you with that certificate of sponsorship, which I was saying that it must have all the details of what your job entails. And also, you must have a confirmed job offer before you can apply for this visa. It's not issue of, okay, let me apply for visa, then I'll look for the job. No, you have to get the job. They will accept you. They'll give you that certificate of sponsorship. And also, you must have knowledge of English language. So if you have not done English language, you will have to do the IELTS test. You have to do it. But if you have a degree, you will take it to the embassy, and the embassy will convert it to exempt you from satisfying that rule of having an English language proof. Now, your employer will also, when you are going for visa, you also need a care certificate. A care certificate. Some of them are available online. Some of them are available online. You can register and do the training. get your certificates that you will use. You also need to do a TB screening certificate. You need a TB, tuberculosis screening certificate. I know these things are all capital intensive, so you have to pay, and it must be from a clinic that is approved by British Home Office. If you do any other TB screening, and if you get the such certificates, you'll be surprised your visa will be refused. So you have to use Home Office, British Embassy's approved clinic to do the TB test. So it's a big requirement. You must have it. You must also have a police clearance. You go to the police and ask for clearance to show that you don't have any criminal history, you don't have any issues, like you're not a pedophile, you're not, yeah, so you need a police clearance. You also need COVID certificates. COVID certificate showing that you have done your COVID, whatever. It could be test certificate. It could be if you have been vaccinated. Then you need your CV, showing your background, what you have done in the past. So you need these things as basic. Then you need your passport, of course. You need your passport. So this visa can last up to 5 years. You can apply up to 5 years. So first you can apply for 3 years, more than 3 years, but at least you can get to 5 years. If you hold your visa and you keep on working for consistently 5 years, you qualify to apply for settlement. So it's a very good route to come to the UK. After 5 years, you have held your visa without any break, you can confidently apply for settlement. And if you are granted settlement, after 1 year, you can become British. Yeah, and that's a good part of it. It's really a good part of it. So I hope that you're taking something from this. So before you apply, at least you must apply at least 3 months before the date you resume your job. You must apply 3 months before you resume your job. Let's say your job is resuming in October. So you have to apply from July, at least July, August, September, then October. So you must apply at least 3 months before. It's not like, oh, 2 months, oh my God, there's no time to start applying. Because if your visa does not come out nice and early and your start date is over, you will lose the job. So that means if you want to do this, you have to be, if you want to apply for this kind of visa now, you have to start thinking about it. Maybe that you're targeting October, November, December next year. So, but you start now to prepare yourself. The good thing is you don't pay immigration health surcharge in this category. You can leave a comment for me. You can leave super charge or whatever it's called. Yeah, so you don't need to pay immigration health surcharge, unlike the other ones, like coming as a student or other, you pay immigration health surcharge. That is that's immigration health surcharge is paid towards your medical treatment for those who need to pay it. So should somebody come in and fall sick, so that money goes into their medical treatment. But in this category, you don't pay that. So how much is the application fee, you may ask me? The application fee, your first application, if you want to apply and say, well, I want the first 3 years, it will cost you about £247 per person. £247 per person. Meanwhile, remember, if you are going to do the care test, that will cost you some money. You also need money for your TB test. And knowing Nigeria, maybe when you go for police clearance, they may also require money from you. The COVID, whether it is a test or your vaccination, that will require you money. Then the visa up to 3 years, sorry, you will require £247 for you and each person coming with you for at least 3 years. So if you're expecting 3 years visa, you would need 247 if it's you alone, yeah. If you have a wife, you have a child, or you have children, so each person, there's additional fee to it. Your spouse visa, in this category, you have to apply, all of you will have to apply separately, fill complete forms, different forms, not in one form. So if you are a man, or you have to apply for yourself, complete a form, your wife will complete a form, your son will complete, your daughter, as many as there are, you have to complete separately, because your spouse, for the main applicant, is £247. For your spouse or your partner, is £285. That's what will be available to them. Sorry, for 3 years, each person is £247. So if you apply for visa more than 3 years, the fee is £479. So it's different, two categories. You can apply for a 3-year visa that will cost you £247, but anything more than 2 years will cost you £479 per person. So if you are 4 in your family, so it's and you are looking for 3 years, it is times 247 times 4. Now you also need to have enough money in your account to sustain you before you start the job. So they want to see some money in your account. At least £1,270 should be in your bank account. And that money must be available to you for at least 28 days in a row. For 28 days. It's, UK, you don't just go and grab money and dump it. So the money should be there 28 days in a row. Shouldn't even be less, nothing less. At least you must have 1,270 for you as the applicant for in the last 28 days. So that means that 28 days must be within 31 days of applying for the visa. So, but there's a leeway, there's a way out of this. If you don't have that money and your employer agrees that you shouldn't worry, that they will pay you in advance up to that amount, you wouldn't need that money in your account. Not many employers wouldn't like to do that. They will want to see, because when you come to the UK, they will still give you training, because the care system back home is different from the care home care here. There are a lot of manual training as well. They will train you on fire drill, first aid, manual handling, and so many other things they will have to put you through. They put you through the system. So they will not want to spend that money again when they are not even sure that you'll be able to work for them. So you have to save at least 1,270. Then, so your spouse, remember we said the visa itself, the application form, each person will cost you £247. Then, for you as a person, you must have 1,270 kept, so that when you arrive here, you can use it to get yourself going before you get your first salary. Then your spouse or your partner must also have 285 available to her or him. Available to him or her. Then your first child, which is expected to be less than 18 years, less than 16 years. And you must show that that child lives with you. There are a lot of documents you need to bring to show that that child lives with you, and that child has not is not independent. So second child, you have to save £315. Then any other additional child is £200 each. So that means yourself, the main applicant, you need to have extra 1,270. If you have a spouse, your spouse will need to have £285. Your first child will need to have £315, and any other children you have coming with you must have £200 additional to hold, to be in your account. You're spending money when you arrive. So each family member will need to complete a separate application. And so when they apply, that means you will apply first. So when you apply, your application will generate a number. It will generate a application number, which is called a global web form or unique application number. So they will use it to link your family members' application. So when you apply first, now when you're applying for, you're completing the form of your spouse, there's a place it will ask you to put the your reference number, the application number. You put it there. So when you're completing another form, you put your number again. So the decision maker will link the application to yourself. Very crucial, very, very important. If you don't do that, your family will be refused because they don't have the certificate. They didn't get that job. It is you that got the job. So that will be problematic for them. So they will have to use your number to identify themselves. So this is quite a bit straightforward. But you know, one thing is it's not easy to get employers in the UK who are ready to employ you. So that is where I come in. That I will be able to help you if you are serious, if you know you can afford this, if you know you are in that field. I will be able to link you up with employers who will be able to give you this employment. I hope this will be it's also of a help for you. It's very simple, straightforward, but you need to satisfy the requirements. That means you need to be you may be a qualified doctor or nurse or health professional, or you have to have a care certificate. You have your TB screening certificate, you have police clearance, you have a COVID certificate, and your CV. Then the other ones is money matter. So for 3 years visa, you need £247 for each person coming with you, for yourself and whoever coming with you. But if you want visa more than 3 years, it is £479. So in addition, in your account, for you must have £1,270 that is available to you. That is your money that you will use when you arrive in UK before you begin to earn money. Then for your spouse must have £285 additional. Your first child must have £315, and any other child coming will also have to £200. This is to cover your spending, your feeding, your clothing, your whatever you need when you arrive here. So it's as simple as that. If you know that this is an area you want to pursue, I am here. I will be able to guide you through, and I can link you up with employers and also help you to complete the form. Thank you so very much for your time. It's a very brief one. Have a wonderful day.